Good evening, viewers. This is your anchor, Kekrizanya Solomon. You're now watching Hornbill TV's Prime Time. First, the headlines. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh on Saturday urged the Naga community and church leaders to play a greater role in resolving the ongoing crisis in the state. The Joint Rescue Team of the Indian Army and the National Disaster Response Force NDRF has successfully recovered the fourth body on Saturday from inundated Red Hole coal mine in the 3 kilo Umrangsao area, Dimahasao district of Assam. US President Joe Biden described the decision made by social media giant Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg on scraping its US fact-checking program as shameful. Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Saturday, while highlighting on the significant progress made in India's battle against drug trafficking over the past decade, has said that the country's efforts are now very close to success. Those were the top headlines, and now for the news in details. Up first, we have the Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh on Saturday, urging the Naga community and the leaders to play a greater role in resolving the ongoing crisis in the state. Addressing the public at the 42nd Maraloi Karalimai Swijongkang MKS General Conference at Maram in Naga-dominated Senapati district, Singh said that a third party is required to resolve and settle the current issues and for restoration of peace. For this, church and community leaders need to take responsibility and also take initiatives. Whatever grievances and problems can all be solved under the constitution and the rules and acts of Manipur government. He reiterated that this New Year's message to forgive past mistakes and said that there is need to jointly go into the path of peace and bring in the former Manipur. He sought the support of all, including elected members, former elected members, church leaders, and also the Chief Minister said that the population of Maram tribe, which has been in existence for thousands of years, is hardly 1 lakh. However, in some constituencies, there have been 400% rise in population, and the concern of the indigenous people should be addressed, and all 34 recognized tribes need to live together. Cultures of these tribes are displayed in Sangai Ethnic Park and also includes Thadu Gangte, Mau, Maram, etc. He said government has never worked against any community so far, and the war on drugs was to save the youth and the generation. Identification of illegal immigrants is to save and protect the numerically less indigenous communities. Biren also urged the gathering not to misunderstand or misinterpret the government.
I'm very grateful to the Maraloi Karalimai Swijongkang for this invitation to attend the inaugural session of the 42nd General Conference, Themes Towards a Transformed Society. Maram community ga Tampaki Maitei single never relation, not only Maram, but Maram ga amuk tongana never relations ning thau palingegi indigenous peoples. Maram sahi lising dagi sidat aikoi Manipuri indigenous people who in a lakoni population nasi about the lising yang khailan mangamdre. But in some constituency, 400% increase, 400% voter list. Aduna indigenous people singi concern Mahoro the Laminaraba Kogi recognized our tribe Kuntraga Mari. I quite Puna Lamina the Beroy. Puna sing Minar Penny Minagidoini. Sangai ethnic Pakas Hariba Yumayamdo Mau Giori, Maram Giori, Tado Giori, Wi-Fi Giori, Gangte Yauri, Paite Yauri, Joe Yauri. They are old Ariba settler. Puna Lamina Cabin kind of Yaroid. Aduna Madu. Gomena Sumaduki against a quick walk to day.
Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami on Saturday visited Chamoli and inspected the works related to the Rishikesh Karan Prayag rail project. Speaking to media persons, Dhami expressed his gratitude to Prime Minister Narendra Modi for approving this project and also said on this project is going on at a fast pace. He said that the first phase will likely start by the end of 2026. Earlier, the Chief Minister attended a public meeting in support of BJP candidates and also offered prayers at the Shani Temple in Karyan Prag.
सीएम साहब आज आपने ऋषिकेश कर्णप्रयाग रेल परियोजना के निर्माणाधीन जो टनल बन रही है उसका स्थलीय निरीक्षण किया है, जानकारी मिला, कितना कार्य हो पाया और कब तक ये रेल परियोजना जनता के लिए समर्पित हो जाएगी?
देखिए, ये रेल परियोजना अपने आप में एक अलग प्रकार की रेल योजना है और इस रेल योजना के लिए, इसकी स्वीकृति के लिए मैं आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूं, देवभूमि उत्तराखंड की जनता की तरफ से। इसका काम तेजी से चल रहा है, लेकिन आप सब देख रहे होंगे कि पहाड़ों के बीच से टनल बनाना और उस पर फिर सब और काम करना बड़ा कठिन काम है, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी हमें उम्मीद है कि 2026 तक इसका प्रथम फेज चालू हो जाएगा, 2026 के अंत तक, और बाकी काम भी तेजी से चलेगा। कहीं भी कोई अड़चन आती है, कोई दिक्कत आती है तो हम लोग प्रयास करते हैं मिलजुल कर, चूँकि एक बड़ी परियोजना, इस परियोजना के पूरा होने के बाद, ऋषिकेश कर्णप्रयाग रेल लाइन बन जाने के बाद हमारे पूरे क्षेत्र में एक और समृद्धि आएगी और प्रगति होगी, उन्नति होगी, लोगों का आवागमन आसान होगा। जहाँ इस क्षेत्र के रहने वाले लोगों के लिए बहुत यात्रा करना आसान होगा, वहीं जो हमारे तीर्थ यात्री हैं, श्रद्धालु हैं, पर्यटक हैं, वह भी आसानी से आ जा पाएंगे और विकास के और रोजगार के, स्वरोजगार के अनेक अनेक मार्ग खुलेंगे, अनेक अनेक द्वार खुलेंगे। ये हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ा, एक राज्य के लिए भी एक बहुत बड़ा मील का पत्थर साबित होगी ये परियोजना।
A joint rescue team consisting of the Indian Army and the National Disaster Response Force has successfully recovered a fourth body on Saturday from the inundated Red Hole coal mine in the 3 Kilo Umrangsao area, the Mahasao district of Assam. The recovery operation has been underway following the tragedy that saw workers trapped underground due to the mine's flooding. The second and the third body was recovered this morning as efforts to remove the water from the flooded mine continued. Meanwhile, HPS Kandari, commandant of 1st Battalion NDRF, said that if all water is drained out, they can somehow easily go and conduct a search operation inside. 4 bodies have been recovered so far, according to updates.
Yes, of course, if with the dewatering more such bodies come, they can then they can be brought up like this, and when the complete water is drained, and then we can go and conduct the search operation inside also, down there.
So far, how many bodies have been recovered?
Total 4 bodies have been recovered till now.
So, joint efforts have been continued?
Yeah, of course, this is joint effort. Everybody is contributing. Everybody is giving his share. So, let's hope.
Social media company Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced to scrap its US fact-checking program on January 11. Meanwhile, US President Joe Biden described the decision by social media company as shameful. The move is Meta's biggest overhaul of its approach to managing political content on its services in recent memory. It comes as the CEO Mark Zuckerberg has been signaling a desire to mend fences with the incoming administration. Notably, Meta's move comes days before President-elect Donald Trump will take the oath of office to become 47th president.
It's just completely contrary to everything America's about. We want to tell the truth. We haven't always done it as a nation, but we want to tell the truth. And the idea that, you know, a billionaire can buy something and say, by the way, from this point on, we're not gonna fact check anything. And you know, when you have millions of people going online, reading this stuff, it is, anyway, I think it's really shameful. The whole idea of walking away from fact checking, as well as not reporting anything having to do with discrimination regarding to TPS, I find to be just contrary to American justice, the way we talk about one another.
9 hardcore Naxalites allegedly involved in attacks on security forces and carrying a cumulative bounty of ₹43 lakh surrendered in Chhattisgarh's Sukma district on Saturday. Sukma Superintendent of Police Kiran Chavan said the cadres, including 2 women, turned themselves in before senior officials from the Police Central Reserve Police Force, citing disappointment with hollow and inhuman moist ideology and infighting within the outlawed outfit. He said that the surrendered Naxalites were also impressed by the state government's Niyat Nilanar, which also means Your Good Village scheme, which aims at facilitating development works in remote villages, and stated that senior cadres were on back foot with the increasing pressure of security forces and setting up of police camps in interior cases. We'll now take a short break. Stay tuned for more news.
साइड देना।
कौन है भाई आप लोग?
इस दीवार पे कितना डैम्प है यार, पिलर में भी फ्रैक्चर।
छत पे इतनी सारी क्रैक।
अरे ये क्या मजाक है भाई?
अरे मजाक नहीं, आपका घर हमारी फिल्म के लिए एकदम परफेक्ट है।
कौन सी फिल्म?
हॉरर फिल्म।
मैं तो नाम वाला सीमेंट ही लाया था,
पर वो किसी काम का नहीं निकला।
सीमेंट सिर्फ नाम वाला हो तो घर हॉरर स्टोरी बन सकता है, इसीलिए लाएं काम वाला सीमेंट। ब्लैक टाइगर सीमेंट का सुपर फाइन बॉन्ड और हाई कंप्रेसिव स्ट्रेंथ बनाए घर का कोना कोना मजबूत।
सिर्फ वो हॉरर स्टोरी का क्या हुआ?
अरे भाई, तुम्हारा नया घर इतना प्यारा है कि हमने हॉरर को लव स्टोरी में बदल दिया।
ब्लैक टाइगर सीमेंट, कमाल का काम, टाइगर है ना।
देवभूमि उत्तराखंड अब खेल भूमि बनने को है तैयार। पहली बार राष्ट्रीय खेलों के आयोजन से उत्तराखंड बनाएगा नई पहचान। 28 जनवरी से 14 फरवरी 2025 तक आयोजित होने वाले नेशनल गेम्स की तेजस्विनी मशाल और शुभंकर मौली देश भर के खेल प्रेमियों को लुभा रहा है। इस ऐतिहासिक अवसर को सफल बनाने के लिए राज्य में खेलों का बेहतरीन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर तैयार किया गया है, जहां प्रदेश के खिलाड़ी जमकर पसीना बहा रहे हैं। 38वें राष्ट्रीय खेलों में एथलेटिक्स, हॉकी, साइकिलिंग जैसे 35 से ज्यादा खेलों में देश भर के करीब 10,000 खिलाड़ी अपना हुनर दिखाएंगे। राष्ट्रीय खेलों के आयोजन से उत्तराखंड की खेल प्रतिभाओं को एक नया मंच मिलेगा। प्रदेश में स्पोर्ट्स इकोसिस्टम तैयार होगा, जिससे खेलों के प्रति ज्यादा से ज्यादा युवाओं का रुझान बढ़ेगा। राष्ट्रीय खेलों से चमकेगा उत्तराखंड, खेलेगा उत्तराखंड, जीतेगा उत्तराखंड।
ब्लैक टाइगर सीमेंट, कमाल का काम, टाइगर है ना।
Welcome back. Heading on to the next news. Several priests who were protesting outside the Bishop House of the Agamalai Ernakulam Archdiocese and were on an indefinite fast demanding withdrawal of certain documents issued by an apostle administrator in Kerala's Kochi were removed by police on Saturday, triggering tension. Later, several believers and priests began arriving in numbers at the St. Mary's Basilica, where the protesting priests were relocated and police were also seen in large numbers. On Friday, unruly scenes were witnessed at the Agamale Ernakulam Archdiocese headquarters following a protest by a section of priests demanding the dismissal of the newly constituted Curia of the Archdiocese. Presbyterial Council Secretary of Ernakulam Agamale Archdiocese, Father Kuriakose Mundalan, said 21 priests from the Ernakulam Agamale Archdiocese has been holding a prayer strike in the Archbishop House because Apostolic Administrator Mark Bosco and his collaborators appointed priests with a criminal background as Curia members. This morning, Mark Bosco Putur gave a suspension order for 4 of the priests and showed a show cause notice to the remaining 17 priests.
You know, what is actually happened this morning. For last 2 days, our 21 priests of the Ernakulam Agamale Archdiocese are making a prayer strike in the Archbishop's house of Ernakulam Agamale Archdiocese because the President Apostolic Administrator Bosco Putur and his collaborators, a criminal background priest he has appointed as the Curia members, and they have for last 2 months they have closed the gates of this our mother house, because you know, as a priest there are 460 priests ordained for the Archdiocese of Ernakulam Agamale. Naturally, Archbishop's house is their house, and their Aadhaar card has got their permanent address, the passport they have got the permanent address as the Archbishop's house of Ernakulam. So we have got the right to be there. And it is against our civil rights that Administrator Mar Putur closed the gates and he got the protection of the police. So that's why on 9th of January, afternoon 2:30, 21 priests, even a priest, Sebastian Talian, who is 78 years old, and they entered there through the side doors. You know, we didn't do anything, violating anything or making any kind of calamities there, but they peacefully entered. And 2 days they had a prayer days. No, they were spending. But this morning, what happened? The Apostolic Administrator Bosco Putur, he gave a suspension order for 4 of the priests and other show cause notice to other 17 priests, you know. And then after that there was a police action. The police, the ACP Jay Kumar, under his leadership, they forcefully removed the priest from this compound to the next St. Mary's Basilica compound. And hearing this news, because many of our priests who are these 21 priests, they have been hurt, and one broke his hand, and a lot of injuries are there. So when this news were spread through the media, all the priests of the Archdiocese and the people, the faithful of the Archdiocese, are being gathered here in front of the Archbishops of Ernakulam and St. Mary's Cathedral Basilica in Ernakulam, and we are here to protect our priests. So now some of the political leaders and even the collector had called me, and he said he will interfere. I told him this is the reasons. If the police they have removed the priest, they let them arrest, no problem. If the priest said you arrest us, but there is no valid reason to arrest them. and then they are not arrested. If the police have arrested them, they have to bring them back. That's the natural right of any person, any Indian here. No, they have to bring him back to the Archbishop's house, and that's why the priests have gathered here, the people have gathered here, and we are arguing with the police. And in between, the collector has said that he will intervene positively. Thank you.
There is on the ongoing protests in Ernakulam. Heading on to the next news. Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Saturday highlighted the significant progress made in India's battle against drug trafficking over the past decade. Speaking at a public event, Shah credited Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership for the substantial strides made in curbing the drug trade and said that the country's efforts are now very close to success. Shah in his address said that in the last 10 years, the fight against drug has become very strong under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And if they look at the figures, they can see that they are now on the right path and making considerable progress. Shah provided a comparison of drug seizures between the 2 decades, showing a remarkable increase in efforts to combat the illegal drug trade. From 2004 to 2014, approximately 3.63 lakh kilograms of drugs were seized by Indian authorities. In stark contrast, over the past 10 years, from 2014 to 2024, the seizure of drugs surged to 24 lakh kilograms, marking a 7-fold increase. The Home Minister emphasized the importance of these achievements, stating that the efforts have been met with positive responses from the public, courts and the overall law enforcement ecosystem.
मित्रों, आज मैं यहां आया हूं तब एक बात जरूर कहना चाहता हूं। विगत 10 साल के अंदर मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में ड्रग के खिलाफ लड़ाई बहुत मजबूत हुई। इसके आंकड़ों को अगर देखते हैं तो हमें मालूम पड़ता है कि हम लड़ाई में सफलता के बहुत नजदीक है, सही दिशा में जा रहे हैं। 2004 से 14 तक लगभग 3,63,000 किलो मादक द्रव्यों की जब्ती की गई। टैबलेट्स के नंबर की तो कोई गिनती ही नहीं है, इतना इंक्रीज हुआ है। मगर इन केजी 3,63,000 बनाम हमने 24 लाख किलो की जब्ती 10 साल के अंदर की है। ये 7 गुना बढ़ोतरी दर्ज है। ये बहुत बड़ी उपलब्धि है और हमारे प्रयासों को अच्छा रिस्पॉन्ड जनता की ओर से, कोर्टों की ओर से और नीचे तक फैले हुए पूरे इकोसिस्टम दे रहा है। इसका ये उदाहरण है। और मूल्य की बात करें तो डिस्पोज किए गए ड्रग्स का मूल्य 2004 से 14 में 8,150 करोड़ था और अब 14 से 24 में ये 56,851 करोड़ हुआ है, वो भी 8 गुना ज्यादा है। 8,150 की जगह 56,861 करोड़। कुछ लोग तंज भी कस रहे हैं कि ड्रग का उपयोग बढ़ रहा है। ड्रग का उपयोग नहीं बढ़ रहा है, वो पहले से हो रहा था। अब उस पर कार्यवाही हो रही है और नतीजे प्राप्त हो रहे हैं। हमने इस प्रकार के तंज को नजरअंदाज कर द्रुत गति से इसके विनिष्टीकरण, उसके नेटवर्क का पर्दाफाश और नेटवर्क की पूरी इकोसिस्टम को कानून के हवाले करने का काम आगे बढ़ना पड़ेगा। हमने ढेर सारे इन्वेस्टिगेशन में भी बदलाव किए। न केवल ड्रग के साथ जुड़े हुए टेररिज्म के तंत्र को भी उजागर किया है। नार्को टेरर के कई केस जम्मू कश्मीर, पंजाब, गुजरात, उत्तर प्रदेश, स्थानीय पुलिस और केंद्रीय एजेंसियों ने उजागर किए हैं और ये बहुत बड़ी उपलब्धि है हमारे लिए। मगर मैं फिर से कहना चाहता हूं कि इससे संतुष्टि की जगह और गति से काम करने का उत्साह हमें निर्मित करना होगा। डार्क वेब, क्रिप्टो करेंसी, ऑनलाइन मार्केटप्लेस और ड्रोन का उपयोग आज भी हमारे लिए चुनौती बना हुआ है।
That's all for now. Stay tuned for more updates and keep watching Hornbill TV.